Bandito Radio 112 FM, a streaming radio station for all toy enthusiasts, collectors, photographers, and customizers. Built to match your mood and passion. Music from hip-hop to rock in between with host Howlin' Jim Jackson. For a dose of the macabre, there's Myra's Morgue of Midnight Madness. Plus our newest collector podcast, Purple Gang Gang Full Frontal Purple. And Action Figure Frequencies. SKN's own Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm. Bandito Radio 112 FM. Available to stream now on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon.
It's Friday and welcome to Pixel Plastic Inc. I am your lovely, gorgeous, sexy host. You guys know the drill. But this is Friday and you've decided to come into probably the best channel to exist on the internet about pop culture. We are SK and we have our finger on the pulse of pop culture. I am accompanied tonight by two of the sexiest human beings to also ever exist in the community. Dr. Brantley, how are you doing, you sexy beast?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Awesome. I like your strategic placement of being Mr. Fantastic in your background. I think you did a great job. Alexander, Thunderous Storm, I feel like I just saw you.
Yeah, that's like every damn day, bro.
Every damn day. Every damn day. And you guys, if you guys are here, you probably notice that we're missing somebody. And Rad got a little pissed off that we were all buying young limousine riding and decided that he was on. He said he was going to buy a cruise ship just to piss us off.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that is what he does. Look, it is a fantastical show. We are going to be talking a lot about pre-orders, so you will get to experience Pre-Order Mafia if you enjoy it. It's fantastic. We got some rumor alerts. And then SKN News hits hard like it always does. Thank you again for stopping, like, subscribe. Let's, this is Pixel Plastic Inc. Will level set. Most importantly, I want to tag with Commander Blythe from our group to your family. Well, it is a long day, but how are your guys' brains doing? How's your week been? Happened this week? What's going on?
I'm guessing you're from San Diego.
Yeah,
that was crazy, and I was just on the
like 2 or 3 days, and yes, look, mentally it's hard, physically it's hard. What it's about is just being part of the community and enjoying yourself, meeting new people.
Yeah, I mean, look, definitely recovering, but it's not stopping. It's just not as crazy physically. And Darth Moocher, good evening. I'll be catching the replay. Sounds good, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Well, we have a lot we have to talk about. So, with all of that being said, thank you again, and over on Instagram and X and everywhere else that exists that's not the big red giant. Welcome in, and we are paying attention. So, hope to see you there. This is Pre-Order Mafia.
Leave the McFarlane. Take the Mezco.
Oh man, Pre-Order Mafia. If it was a mob, that's definitely what they would say.
Yeah, they
So,
would. Yeah,
they would definitely say that.
most
So,
definitely.
yeah, props to the writer on that. All right, so look, if you don't know, Pre-Order Mafia is a 3-tier rating system and has everything to do with the mob. And sometimes there's a 4th tier, and we've only had one show, by the way, that we had to add a 4th one because it was so bad. But for those of you that have been here, it's categorized into 3 ratings. One is it's a made figure. This is a made man in plastic. This figure earns its button. So this is something you're gonna order. Forget about it. It's got some charm, but won't break your back. You won't break your back for it, meaning you don't want to it's not necessarily something you could get. Good evening, Judd. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. And number 3, Sleep with the Fishes, and this one's getting well. That is Pre-Order Mafia. And Pre-Order Mafia. The Hasbro SDC support.
Yeah. I've seen it all this morning. Normally I've never had a problem. Hey, good evening, Marcel. I've never had a problem ever ordering from him to some of these figures. You may miss it in the initial run, but you spend a couple of times doing that. Well, today was the day, August 1st, that they put up all of the pre-orders for anybody that did not attend San Diego Comic-Con. You could go order it this morning. And there's always snafu, so just remember this. But immediately within, I think, less than 60 seconds, or less than a minute, they were already mostly out of this stuff. So the forums was blowing up and everybody was pissed off a little.
Yeah, I think it was just under a minute. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was wild, but they're good sets.
Yeah, and we got to see most of these in person. I was a little bit surprised at how well some of these actual exclusive were. Pricey, yes. Most of these were over $100, so that had been something that they hadn't done before, but they put a lot of time in the packaging. They did an emphasis on the items and exchange. So, is it worth it? I think with all the tooling that Cold Sliver did, with just the drums, the guitars, the stands, the packaging itself, yes. You can keep this if you're a closed box collector. You can keep it closed. If you're want to pull them out, open box collector, you can. So it's based for everyone. But there were 4 items there. It was the Cold Sliver pack. It was the Star Wars Black Series Mustafar set that was going up for today. The Void Realm Transformers versus G.I. Joe. And then it was the Marvel Legend 3 pack, which is the Gamerverse, which was also, again, we've seen all these at SDCC. They're very large packs. The one thing I did like about the San Diego Comic-Con was they kept some of them in the mailer packaging. So, if you were taking them around and, you had to carry it through most of the day, you weren't really damaging that. So that was interesting. But they had readily advised. We were there. I think Cold Sliver was, 5 a day you were allowed to get? And then the other items, I believe, were 3.
No, it was 5 every time you went in. It wasn't 5 a day.
Oh, okay. So 5 every time. Well, wow.
So you could just go in the line over and over and over again?
They had nothing but supplies and surplus, man. It was the best run booth at San Diego Comic-Con. You could walk right in the line.
So they can figure out a booth, but they can't figure out their website.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah. It's better to catch them. And look, if they ran an actual store, if they had a Hasbro store, I think it would run well. But I think their online app and everything, that's where the problems come. So again, Cold Sliver, 4 characters. Each comes with different, accessories. Several guitars, a guitar keyboard, a full set of drums. I believe the price was $124.99, and then with tax and everything, came out right around 136. So this morning, if you got on and you were one of the few lucky people that got this, you're probably a little excited. But give it some time. Let it go down. There'll be a couple more times they'll put this up.
My complaint, being a drummer, is how they have the drummer set up.
Yeah.
That no one puts their snare all the way over there unless they have 2 snares. That's not how you. So that's my complaint, and I thought about throwing mine away because they set it up wrong.
So whenever you do your boxing, you can just put it in the right position and everything and show people how it's actually supposed to be.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to do that.
Oh, I think you should, man. Like
I don't.
I
shouldn't have to
make
do that.
Musicians. So
what is this? Is this a made figure for you?
Yeah, it was.
Dr. Brantley?
Oh, definitely. It's beautiful. Like, I would get it just for the box. The boxing on this is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I also saw the creator of Cold Sliver, Michael Charles Hill. It's in Pretty Photos. He actually scored himself a set. I don't know if Hasbro got it to him or someone else was able to, but it was extremely cool because I know that, he wasn't treated with the respect through certain forces out there in the corporate world. So it was so nice that he actually got to go to the concert, got a set for himself, because that is a highlight of something you did 40 years ago and you think is a throwaway kind of thing. And then it becomes like an album and all kind of stuff over the summer. So that was kind of cool in that scenario. Well, you want to move on to the next slide? Let's
go. All
right. Next slide was a set that if you were a Star Wars fan, you wanted this set. They had done a great job of teasing this up. So I just tried to order something on the Pulse and was defeated by Skynet. Yes, Judge, it's been happening all day. But again, this is something like when they put up Serpentor, they did Chuckles, there's a bunch of characters. They usually have it several times. They might even have it towards their 1027 event. So at one point or another, if you just keep trying and jump on and like just paying attention, it will come up for order. You'll probably be able to grab one. I've never had a problem, and sometimes without even going to San Diego Comic-Con picking it up. So Mustafar set, Obi-Wan, brand new scopes of him and Anakin. They come with that platform. If you remember in Revenge of the Sith, always take the high ground. This is a fantastic set. The lava looks great. The platform looks great. The box is amazing as well. Comes with extra force hands, different heads, and also lightsaber effects and everything. Look, man, to me, this is another made figure for me, man.
Yeah. Both of them or just Star Wars one?
No, even over on the other side too. Let me break that down. That is the Void Rival set. If you're into reading the new Energon universe that Robert Kirkman and the people over at Skybound has, it's directly out of the cover for I believe Void Rival #1. It was a special edition of it. Great job. Jetfire looks fantastic. The 2 human, which are 3 3/4 characters, so they're not 6-inch. Looks great, man. The box artwork looks exactly like the cover to Void Rivals #1. So I all these were made figures for me, man.
Yeah, look, I thought really hard about buying the Star Wars set. Because of everything that's happening and just the amount of pre-orders, I had to really start picking away at what I wanted to buy. If I didn't have to decide that, this would have been a purchase for me, but that doesn't change the fact that these are both like made figures for me. Look, the one thing I will tell you that I felt Hasbro did really well this time is like, and this goes with everything that they released every day, was they had it on display, and this looked amazing on display. Mm-hmm. All the stuff that we're talking about on Hasbro, they had on display. Cold Slither was a little weird. It was at the bottom, the very bottom of one of them, and it was on the outside, so you had to kind of like get down and see it that way. But look, this set, this Star Wars set and Transformers set, fantastic figures though. So if you're a Black Series collector, this was something you should have gotten. So, what do you think, Dr. Brantley?
Oh, definitely. Now, the Transformers isn't really my thing. So for me, it would be a forget about it. But definitely the Star Wars Mustafar set. That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. All
All right.
Move on to the next victims on our countdown.
Oh yeah.
Marvel Snaps came with Savage Land Rogue, Sauron, which was an update from the Build-A-Figure, and then Shauna the She-Devil, which if Kazar, she was always big in those, its counterpart. Look, all great articulated characters. I thought they did an amazing wash on Sauron, his wings. He's a lot larger than you think. That's a very large set. Even Rogue, and I know that Mondo actually a week before the set was announced, they had actually had their version. I think both characters, like obviously Mondo is a little bit more, price wise, it looks a little nicer, but I think they're both equally good figures. And if you had to settle on the Marvel Legends ones, you wouldn't be disappointed. So I think this is a great figure set. This is a made figure for me as well.
Yeah, this is one of this outside of Cold Slither. This was honestly the only other thing I wanted from Hasbro until I saw what else we're going to be talking about. But this is a great set. I can't wait to dig into it. Working on unbox video, but also comparisons because I do have the Build-A-Figure Sauron.
Right.
But these were even better in person. These look fantastic in person. And Marvel Snap is a massive game, so it makes sense that they would do it, right?
Yeah. One thing too is I'm curious because I have seen the Sauron Build-A-Figure, but I think so many people haven't seen them side by side. I think that's a very good comparison because I believe that this new version is a little larger than the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, I haven't put them side by side yet, but that's part of the whole thing of what I'm doing because I think it's the same with Venom Pool, right? Like there's not, you don't really see a lot of side by sides of like the Venom Pool they release versus like the big Build-A-Figure. So so hang tight. I'm gonna work on that. But this was a fun set. It was $89, which honestly is not bad for what you're getting in the set. So for me, this was a purchase and a made figure. What about you, Dr. Brinley?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I had the original Toy Biz Sauron.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, that's a good
that
figure.
but that was just the same exact size as all the other figures.
Yeah.
This is like actually accurate and looks so much better. I love this. And the Rogue Savage Land is awesome also. So this is definitely a buy.
Yeah, this is one if you own the Jim Lee issue cover where like he beautifully drew her on. This is one of those things where you want to put the cover and the actual characters, and they've been trying to do that with all the Shi'ar and Savage Land characters all together through the Marvel Legends lines over the last couple of years. That's a very good recreation if you could do it.
Yeah.
All right. So
moving on.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of good things. Hasbro has a lot of good things they're doing tonight. Not a lot of whacking, I take, right?
No.
Here's the thing that they threw up. If you're a fan of the Full Force podcast, Lenny and some other member of the G.I. Joe squad actually popped on the show. They gave a couple of some digital renders out. And you were like, well, wait a minute now. You just, you threw that up. So what are you saving for the convention? Well, they saved a bunch of stuff for the convention because they did introduce. And here on the screen, we see some Joes that people were asking for. Mainframe from the Real American Hero show. We've all remembered that, along with Sci-Fi. Very nice update of Sci-Fi. He doesn't quite look like the original, and I'm sure they're going to have a retro version where he'll look more like his cartoon and comic book counterpart. And then Wetsuit. So if you have Leatherneck, which they came out with last year, now you can pair his Argon rival buddy Wetsuit with him as well. And that's a lot of great gear and scuba gear. It looks completely different than Torpedo, what they did. I like these figures. I think they're doing a great job on them. I also like the retro line. If you just want something to look like classic G.I. Joe, you'll have a chance to have that as well. These are made figures for me, but I normally don't run out and pre-order a bunch of stuff. I just let some time go and order them through Amazon or some other place, or pick them up at a Target or Walmart when I see them. So, but I like all these characters, man.
I like them. I see why people want them. They're good. You can tell people want them. The hidden I like Joe Sci-Fi. Yep. These are cool. These would be made figures for me. I'm not gonna buy them. I'm very specific on Cobra, but I'm even more specific on what Cobras I get. But these are cool. These are good. They're they're good. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it because first of all, you don't need, especially in a line like GI Joe, you don't need everybody in the same like military garb. You need a couple of guys doing scuba. You need a couple of guys for the snow. You need a couple of guys in space. Whatever it is. And so this is really cool versions of these characters. And I think they need to do more like that and just expand, just the different costumes and stuff that they're wearing.
Absolutely. And Marcelo says, good figures, but I passed. And yeah, I know. It's just one of those things. I think a lot of people will, they don't look like the classic versions update. Mainframe is kind of, he's the one in the gray and the hat. Kind of looks a little bit like the wetsuit, but they are modern takes on those characters. So again, there'll probably be retro characters coming down the line. And rounding that out, though, they didn't go and cheap down the Cobra stuff. They actually came up with a couple other characters they popped in. That Gatling gun is a reissue. So if you got heavier artillery roadblock, that is a reissue of that weapon. And then the Scorpion, Cobra character. It's interesting, Desert Scorpion. It's interesting because I didn't expect the giant scorpion. So that kind of threw me on the way where I was like, I was not expecting that from the line. They took the lore up another level. It reminds me of what they did at the tail end of G.I. Joe when they got towards the late 80s, early 90s before the line ended. So interesting. Of course, obviously, that's the head design for that Creeper figure is also one that they actually have done several iterations. If you've got the Fire Club or if you've gotten the standard Creeper, they just did an upgrade, but that's a nice look. If you're going to reuse a character, make them completely different.
It's cool.
A couple other parts, so I thought they did a great job on both of these characters. Very interesting. Again, they're not made figures, but they're where they lean towards made figures. He's up. I'm not rushing out and getting them right now.
Yeah, I pre-ordered the Grim Viper. I think he's awesome. I really do like the Cobra Desert Scorpion, but I'm gonna wait on him because I think the $46 too much. But the Grim Viper is one of my favorite characters that they do for Cobra. I like if it just has this look, I'm gonna buy it, even though I know. Because I have to tell you what I pre-ordered, and you always tell me like, man, I know I could wait and probably find him somewhere else, but he's cool, man. So these, and look, I pre-ordered the Grim Viper, but these are forget about it. They could be made figures, but I think the Scorpion one, it would have been like a $20, $25, $26 figure had they not put in that Scorpion no one wanted. So,
and also just a key up for most, G.I. Joe classified collectors. Anytime you see a character that comes with like an animal and everything, Law and Order,
always get it.
Just give it some time. You'll be surprised. Target usually does a great job of marking them down extremely early. So they come in like $34 to $46. Give them about maybe 3-4 weeks, and you can pick it up for about $25 with the character. So
yeah, you got Croc for like 19 or something, didn't you?
No, I got that for $9.99 at Ross. So there's a lot of. I've got the Snake Eyes with Timber at Ross for $5.99. So that's when it comes with if it comes with an animal, just give it some. The Rogue Pig is now right around $19 at Target if you can find them at some Targets. He's a little cheaper sometimes through Amazon sales. So you'll be able to find these characters down the line at a significantly better pricing.
Now, you said a Scorpion figure that nobody wanted. That's the only thing I want. I will buy 3 of these at the right price so I can recreate the Clash of the Titans scene where all the scorpions come up and attack him.
Hey, I stand corrected. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, that's I like the scorpion. Like I would get it for that, but not at $46.
No,
like that's where maybe $15. Yes, I will buy that.
And I will tell you, there's a good chance to do that. And again, it's interesting in the lore because it wasn't something that I was like, thinking they were going to do. So it's every now and then it's nice for them to jump in something from the line and just be like, well, wait a minute, didn't see that coming.
That would be a cool thing, right? Is like, see the scorpion versus timber or something like that, where you're like, oh my god, like how is this is not gonna go good.
You thinking they're gonna work for timber?
But I think it's a cool figure, and there's different things you can do once you get into sort of the sci-fi aspect of the G.I. Joe stuff.
Yeah, and look, they're leaning into different things. I think it's extremely smart. And these are all up on Hasbro Pulse right now to order them. I haven't been seeing a lot of sellouts for these characters, and you probably won't. I think they also are on Amazon and a couple other retailers, Big Bad Toy Store and all the others. So this has not been something where it just ran out and it's kind of out of clearance. I think everybody's running around trying to just get Cold Sliver at the moment. So good thing if you're in supplies of that. But again, I wait on the Desert Viper and just give it a little time. Then from there, we move on to Marvel and Hasbro. They have a very good partnership that's going on. Hasbro's been knocking it out the water. They've been dropping pre-orders all over the place. Pleasant surprise to the X-Men 97 Marvel Legends characters. These are all beautiful figures. I'm not going to run out and get them, but they are forget about it for me on the point, again, leaning very well towards a made figure because they just look great. The Jubilee and the Cable look fantastic. And it says, has anyone seen the Clover Overkill character? Haven't seen him yet, man. I haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Look at I'm a sucker for these characters because I really like the VHS series Legends. And the 97 ones are like, I don't know, they're great. They were, this Cable figure's almost better than the Cable they released earlier in the year. This is a really good figure.
Yeah.
The Wolverine's cool too, but I mean, like, Wolverine is like, it's just like Spider-Man. Like, you don't need, I don't know.
It's hard for you to mess up that character. He's been so many iterations. He's just there, but it matches the style and aesthetics of the animated show. What do you think, Dr. Brantley?
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that really bothers me is I do not like the effects on Jubilee. I don't like her hand thing. Like, they could have done that so much better because it is like sparkly and supposed to be like fireworks. That doesn't really look like that to me. Even like how it shows up in the cartoon.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing that's like I'm not.
That's why the VHS Jubilee is my favorite. It's a great figure. This one's like, I get it, but I'm not into it.
Like, everything else looks good. It's just that, and it's such a big part of it too, is the effect. And so for me, that's a no.
All right, so like I said again,
forget about it.
Yep, there you go. We've got some more X-Men 97, and again, these are all up on Hasbro Pulse for pre-order. From there, we've got Sunspot, the Emma Frost, and Morph.
That's a blast effect, right? Like, that looks great. Where was the guy that did this when Jubilee was around?
Emma Frost and Morph, these figures, I think were the first ones to sell out. That Morph is fantastic. But Emma Frost was the first one to go.
Yeah, that one is a classic looking character. It looks good in the standard X-Men 97 line or the standard Marvel Legend line too. So, great looking character. And Sunspot, interesting choice. That the character hasn't been made that often. I know that it went from Excalibur to being an X-Force. So not really a popular character, but they are doing a good job of trying to fill out most of those characters and teams and everything. So it's interesting how that popped up in the X-Men 97 series. But yeah, these are look, obviously, since we know they're Emma Frost and Morph were made figures because they instantaneously went, I can do a forget about it for Sunspot. Never been
Yeah,
a
I'm
big
not.
character in the comic. Think it's more popular because Rob Liefeld made him popular when he did X-Force. But
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. I was never a fan of Sunspot.
yeah,
So
what do you think, Dr. Brentley?
Well, look, the only reason I'd get him is for the blast effect stuff, the
Yep.
fire,
Yep.
Otherwise, nah, none of these for me. Forget about it.
Okie
Or
dokie.
no, not forget about it. They can sleep. They
Sleep
can
with
sleep with the
fishes.
fishes.
I don't need
Okay.
them.
All right, bottom of the ocean for him. But there, the interesting choice right here. More Black Series figures. They're up on the Hasbro Pulse right now. They've got Ventress in her. I think it was the Tales of the Bounty Hunter series that they did, which was pretty good animated version for that. Interesting, they had done a Ventress early in the year, brought her back in a different look. There's the Stranger from the Acolyte, which was probably the most popular character on that series because no one else wanted the other characters. And I do know that the Stranger sold out immediately because I think everyone wanted that version of the Slash Sith character. And then obviously another clone with Commander Rex. So, great looking characters. Wasn't a fan really of, I like the new way they did Adventurous. These are forget about it for me.
Yeah, these are sleep with the fishes.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere between those two. I'd like Ventress maybe since they're doing the different one, have her like a different head with the hair,
Mhm.
because she's got those different stages in her life.
Yeah.
And the Stranger is cool. It was the best character in the Acolyte,
Yes.
but I still hated the Acolyte with all my heart. So there's no reason I would ever get it.
Yeah, I've heard Star Wars fans say the Acolyte took him to the dark side. So, look, but it was the most popular character. It did sell out immediately. I know a lot of people are having hard times on the other platforms trying to get it. We'll see if they make more available, but I think that's the last you're going to see of any of the Acolyte characters.
Yeah.
We move on to another set, and when you do things right, you do them right. Look, classic Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. We all know the line that's been said because I remember I'm old enough to have went to school this summer and had heard the line, and then we had to wait a whole nother year to find out if it was true. And this is great. This is when you do Star Wars or do any of the series right, when you can come with like a small piece of a mini diorama and play set with it, and it works. This one was an instantaneous. This was a made figure for me, man. And the other side is Anakin and another clone, and that's also the Clone War Anakin. Great one as well. That's a forget about it. I'm gonna pick that up down the line, but I absolutely had to have this Empire Strikes Back scene.
I mean, I knew I wanted it when I saw it at the Hasbro booth.
Yep.
It is fantastic. I wanna talk to Moocher and the guys over at Sarlacc to find out. I've always asked them like, what's the definitive like Hasbro Darth Vader? And look, seeing this one at the booth,
Yeah.
and Judge, yeah, I'm with you. I'm trying to figure this out, but this is a very, very well done set.
Yes. Wires in the cape as well. So you can have them when you shoot the shot where it looked like the wind was blowing and everything else. Again, classic scene. They need to do more of these in a classic scene because I'm sure they can gobble up people's bank accounts because this one instantaneously. Well, I didn't even think about the price. I don't even know how much it cost. I just clicked order.
Click.
Yeah,
Yeah, and by the way, it was not waiting a year, it was waiting 3 years in between these movies originally, right? It's like we're left on the biggest cliffhanger in cinematic history, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come back 3 summers from now."
Yeah, no trailers, no nothing. You just sat and just tell you sat in that theater, and you got it was like that's when you did cinema right.
Yeah, and this is gorgeous. This is like the Mustafar set. A little that Luke is amazing.
Yeah.
He looks fast. One I've seen in the Bespin outfit.
Yeah, I've even seen some photos where they've the Hasbro photographer took Luke's hand off and he had like the lightsaber fall out. And I was like, wow, it's like this is really just they are the Black Series team has upped it a notch, and I was like, wow. And again, Anakin from the Clone Wars, great representation too, especially if you saw like the Ahsoka series, that invigorated you a little bit more to see more Anakin. So hands off to the Black team. They had some vintage things come out, but I know that I usually save that for our buddies over the Starlight Digest podcast because they dive deep into that stuff. So we just wanted to go over the Black Series stuff.
And if you're getting the lat, right, then these are great figures to have on board.
Which our buddy Tommy over at Blitz Transmission, there's a hashtag back the lack. Tommy wants this. He wants that actual vehicle out that the Haslight they put up for that. And he's if you go over to his video over at Blitz Transmission, he's given a plea why you should buy this. And most definitely, I think it's worth it, man.
But I don't think that anyone's listening because that's still at 2,700 backers.
Well, hey. He like I said, my friend, he's trying to back that lack, man.
People are trying to find room. They're making space right now for where they can put it.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, especially with all the other stuff. Yeah. And we see everybody that's popped in from X. Welcome. Then from there, interesting Magic the Gathering. Hasbro's trying to co-brand some stuff, which is kind of interesting. They actually gave us free Magic the Gathering cards if you purchased items from the Star Wars booth there. I haven't opened them, but I'm also not authority on any of these cards, so that'd be something Mr. Maddox would have to come up. But they've got some interesting characters. Comes with cards themselves. Mr. Maddox, you want to take these?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is cool. Spider-Man's doing they had like a thing you could sign up for off-site to do like a test run for the actual like pre-release decks, but then they were giving out sample decks, red, blue, black, white, all that stuff, and that you could pick from when you bought things at the booth, which was cool.
Yeah.
I really like this, man, and I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. The fact that they had Man Wolf, that's the first one I pre-ordered. I did pre-order it. I really like the Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man out.
Yeah.
It's cool. Anti-Venom is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't gotten into the mechanics of how the Spider-Man is going to work in Magic, but I'm going to delve into it because I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good crossover. So
does it matter if you with Magic the Gathering, does the characters just add to it if you have them, or it just doesn't matter? It's just a card.
Well, it just the difference is sometimes they add different abilities when they're with if they do like they did like a Lord of the Rings, those cards had different abilities that didn't exist prior.
Okay.
But a lot of mechanics, a lot of cost, all that kind of stuff all tends to be the same.
Okay.
But each card, whether based on when they do these crossovers and licenses, they do get kind of creative, I would say, with some of the things that they can do. So that's what I'm interested to find out is like, where does it add to the fun of it? I mean, I've been playing Magic, so you could the decks that you could walk into Target or Kmart. I love Man Wolf, man. I think this is a cool.
Yeah,
so.
These is for me, but these are forget about it.
You can probably also sell the cards once you get the figures if you're not interested in them, because is this the only place that you can get these cards? Right? They don't come in other sets, right?
I don't know. I would think it'd be smart if they did.
And it might be, something that could get very big on eBay.
Absolutely.
But the only thing I would say, I really like the Spider-Man one that's all battle damaged or whatever.
Yeah.
The only thing is they need like one with the part of the mask ripped open.
Yeah.
They did that at one point in time.
Okay.
But it was like an older version. But yeah, I don't think they have like a good one of that though.
We've got a couple of more of the characters here, which that's an updated of the white version of Agent Venom, which is always kind of cool. And then Iron Spider with Spider-Woman in it. Great looking characters, great looking use of the cards with these. Look, none of these characters other than Spider-Man I would have thought they would have brought out. So it's interesting to see the model. Anytime you can get an Agent Venom, it's always good to pick it up because that's always a hard character to track down in
Yeah.
whatever iteration he's in. So again, I'm not they're not sleep with the fishes for me, but they're forget about it. But again, I appreciate what they did.
Yeah, I think for me, even though I pre-ordered like one or two of them, they're still forget about it. They're not, they're rehashes, different colors. I think out of all of them, must-haves for me was Man-Wolf. That'd be like the only one in the line. But yeah, look, I think it's cool. I think it's clever, because Magic the Gathering, they did partner previously with a toy company to make Magic the Gathering figures. So
Okay,
it was only kind of, it was like it was bound to happen. So
yeah. And at this moment, want to let everybody know, hey, if you're watching one older system, head over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. And we're here every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Bentley, you were saying?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Madam Web figures. So,
yeah,
these can sleep with the fishes.
We move on. I don't know if those Madam Web figures are going to make it.
Well, that's probably where I'll find them is at the bottom of that lake.
Yeah, we can always hold out hope, I guess. We'll move on to a figure that when we were at the convention and they announced this, people lost their minds. Like literally, there were grown men that got up, walked around the auditorium because they said initially, when it came in the Engine of Vengeance campaign, if it does not back, we will not do this character. And usually they're pretty good at doing that thing. If anybody's a Star Wars Black Series fan, they have said they weren't going to make the Rancor. They have not made the Rancor to this day. And I thought that this was going to be, they're not going to do this character. Then they announced it and they did it in the smartest way. It's a made to order figure. So that means that they need to sell a certain amount, but it's not dependent on an entire community in order to back this. So if you really want Mephisto, which is like you just saw him on Ironheart on the Disney Plus channel, so he's going to be a character who's going to keep popping around. They've been talking about doing the Midnight Suns series, which he'll be popping up for as well. This is a character. You've got two examples. You can see what they did in the initial HasLab design and the updated. So they didn't repurpose a lot here. It looks like a brand new set of sculpting and everything else. And it comes with that throne chair. Love this character, man. It is a made figure for me, man.
Yeah, this was I was one of those dudes that was jumping around. This is fantastic, and I love that you can see the side by sides between the HasLab version, dated version. Mm-hmm. Look, it is the pricing that this hits it. The throne, the skulls, the sword, like everything. This is a it's a really well done figure, man. So I applaud them. Kind of eerie, bringing the devil into my house. yeah. I get that, but it's not. It's Mephisto. This is a made figure. I think we ordered this as soon as we realized it was up to pre-order.
Yes, sir.
Which is funny because you can do it at any point in time before they cancel it, but I just wouldn't remember. So
yeah. What about yourself, Dr. Rentley?
Definitely a made figure. This is beautiful. Just the different poses they had him in. You could see. I don't know. It's amazing. Can't wait. And I hope this means that they're really gearing up for the Midnight Suns.
Yes,
do like Ghost Rider and all these characters that go together, and we need to see that. And also, that's the kind of thing that will lift up the MCU from just the superhero stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Half of the reason why I want Mephisto is because of all my Ghost Riders I have.
Yeah, well, the same thing. I've got a shelf devoted to with comic book issues of the because that's the reason why I wanted the Ramen Racer to put Blade in. He looks great. We got Morbius up on that shelf. along with Danny Ketch's Ghost Rider. So it's like that's one of those things. Mephisto, I'm going to put him in that same exact pose. Whoever the photographer is over at Hasbro did a fantastic job, because if that doesn't look menacing and saying like you want this character, there's no other shot that's going to do it. So great looking character. Definitely, this is a made figure for me. Matter of fact, he's not only made figure, he's an untouchable figure.
That's a good figure, man. I'm excited to see. Yeah, this is great.
Looking forward to that. Standing on that too, if you're a fan of the real Ghostbusters, well, they had a couple of things. They had the actual these are the glow in the dark version. So they made an Ecto 1 that was glow in the dark. And if you remember the real Ghostbusters, then this is the original one where they had the scene on top, and it was a very classic looking car. I liked the figures made to order. This is not one for me. It's not a sleep with the fishes, because I don't think it's terrible. It's just a forget about it. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that, don't want to go out there and spend vintage prices on this. This slides right into their collection. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, forget about it.
Forget about it. I mean,
it's cool. We saw it in person. It's cool, but it's Ghostbusters. Like, I love Ghostbusters, the original movie, and that's it. So,
yeah.
So I kind of wish they'd EOV'd would have funded. Oh, okay, the Engine of Vengeance. Yeah, but if I will tell you this, Judge, if you really want something that actually is pretty complimentary to it, the Robin Racer is worth the purchase. He's done it where a couple of you make it look like Fast and Furious. You can make it look like the actual Blades Charger, or you can make it look like the engine. So it's modular. It's a very cool car. It'll go in your collection as well. All you need is a Ghost Rider, and it actually comes with a semi Robbie Reyes looking head to it. So we're not advocates of Robin toys. We like the stuff they're doing. Make the decision for yourself. But if you want something comparable to it, got a chance to get it, my friend.
Well, and that's the only place you can get something like that.
Yes,
at the moment. So, and this, whenever they do glow in the dark stuff, it always feels like a gimmick, and it's like, do I need to see this in the middle of the night glowing on my shelf? No. So forget about it.
All right, we'll move on to that. And McFarlane had to throw some stuff into the fray. He's got some stuff popping up this week. Yeah, McFarlane, like I said, Uncle Tide.
That clock is running out. Yeah. She's got to hurry.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried for Uncle Tide. But he's got a nice looking Bizarro figure. Interesting. Again, it's the McFarlane figure. Now, if you're at Walmart, don't go down the regular toy line. You can actually go ahead and pick those up in the collector's area. So remember where you put all the stuff in the glass casing. Here in Southern California, I don't know about in the rest of the United States, but it's a completely different area. So if you're looking for this, it's going to be on a different plane. And also, let's see, I just got the 1/16th RC Charger and gave it to Blade. Always, I always have options. Absolutely, brother. Hey, Blade's got to have his ride, bro. That to me was the only thing that mattered. Blade needed his ride. So. And then also he's dived deep into this Super Friends line. And these are on classic retro card backs. Again, these are sleep with the fishes for me. McFarlane does a lot of stuff good, but he's been reaching into a lore at the end of his DC license that I just don't understand. So I'm not quite interested in it. Appreciate all the hard work and craftsmanship that he does, but these are sleep with the fishes for me, guys.
Yeah. I mean, look, cool, I guess, maybe fucking rad, but I'm cool staring at them at the store. I don't need to bring them to my house. So these could sleep with the fishes. These almost got that fourth category I was talking about, but they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not that bad. So
the concrete shoes.
Well, I don't know, because the Flash is on the edge for me, because the yellow on the chest does not really work very well. It's like, that's kind of the logo of the character you want to stand out a little bit.
Well, that you got to blame that on comics.
Yeah, but it didn't look like that, because in the comics you could tell it's different.
Yeah, he could.
The ramen toy is cool, but it costs almost as much as the HasLab and no figs, so I think we got played.
I understand. I understand that comment, but I'm going to strongly disagree because the HasLab didn't do a third of what the ramen toy does. The ramen racer came with like 3 sets of wheels, lighting effects that lit up. If it was the engine of vengeance, it had light up engines. The doors open, everything lights up. It comes with 3 different hoods, 2 different styles to do the motor with. Then it also came with the head for Ghost. I mean, it comes with like more than you would have gotten for the HasLab. So
and he's doing modular sets now. I think there's some. There was the Ramen Racer, that was the 3 tilt, and now they're just doing one that's just the Engine of Vengeance light up version. That's a little bit price reduced compared to the original setting of it. So hey man, each to their own. Again, like I said, I own the Ramen Racer. Beautiful car. It works for me. Judge, does not have to work for you, man.
At all.
Collect what you want to collect. We can just say, as somebody that actually owns it and has the value in it, I thought it was worth it, man. So hopefully you'll see it, and if we can change your mind, we don't. Hey, it's not killing us, man. Again, love what you love, man. Again, moving back on more of the McFarlane down the rabbit holes.
We can just move.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the Legion of Doom. At least they're doing them.
Yeah, he's trying, bro. He's trying.
They're cartoon accurate-ish.
Yep, he is. Yeah. He is. And just said sure, but didn't need all the extra stuff. It will always be on fire.
I agree with you. Mine is always on fire.
True. I keep mine's is just made for Blade, so I've never actually displayed it. But again, I can always go over to Mr. Mag's house and see the Robbie Reyes version of it. So it's always kind of cool to see everyone have their different versions of what they wanted with it. But yeah, no, these are concrete shoes. Sleeping with the fishes.
These are the concrete shoes, my friend.
Or buried at we call it Jimmy's Row at the Giant Stadium 50-yard line. But these are to never be found again. So we're going to move on from that to, if you again, we're talking about certain figures. Now, this is not an official license. This is called the Earth Guardian.
But he's definitely not the captain of anything, not the planet, not nothing.
Not with regards to Warner Discovery. But if you're interested on this, you can find this online. Earth Guardian. He looks like some guy that had a couple of kids, and they powered up and was taking charge of the actual planet itself. But I'm not here to make that decision, nor am I a legal expert on this. But if you do want to purchase this, again, you can find all the information online and everything. But I just thought, it's a pre-order. Somehow Captain Planet or Earth Guardian is making a heck of a comeback, and I didn't think we would see this character come back, man.
5K Toys is the one that's doing this, and it's awesome. You could do.
It comes with its own cease and desist letter,
Yeah. And understand that this is not the views of the Shadow Nose Network. And
right.
If you want to purchase this on your own, you're more than free. And do not hold us responsible for anything bad that happens.
It comes with 2 heads. One is this head, and the other one's the Don Cheadle head.
Yeah. And like it says, what if Todd made the Legion of Doom ship? He better do it quick, Judge. He's only got to the end of the year. That would be cool, though. That would work for me. I would have to give him credit on that. Marcelo breaks down and says, "You've got to be kidding me!" No, it's legit. It's not a joke, man. At first, I thought it was, but it's an actual item up. And again, it's Earth Guardian and the Guardian Protectors, I think.
Because nothing protects the environment like plastic and packaging.
Exactly.
That, you ship across the country.
Exactly. That's
from other countries, because 5K Toys.
Yeah. It's not an American company right here, bro.
What?
Oh, Warner Discovery? I'd like to see somebody have the balls to pull that off. And also, Judge said, "I'm pretty much done with the Todd at this point, but I will never. But I never was a DC guy. Look, It's going to be interesting to see what Mattel does. I'm just saying it's going to be interesting. But the guy over 5K Toys, we know what they're doing. They're looking at lawsuits.
This is so good.
And I got to be honest with you, I'm on the fence to make this a made man right here, just so the aspect they have the balls to do this.
This is a made figure, and I think I'm gonna order it.
Yeah, I was just this one. I just laughed a bit. I saw that. I said, "Oh, wait a minute!" I said, "Earth Guardian." Okay, so interesting one. We always got to put that up. We're going to jump to that to our buddies over at Big Bad Toy Store, Big Bad Workshop. We had the pleasure of knowing several guys over there. Bill Murray, if you haven't seen him, he does great lines of toys and bringing back a lot of classic ones. I know this is a favorite of Dr. Brentley because I remember growing up, he was a big Tick fan. I love this character. I love the look of all the characters he did for the Long Box Heroes. They had the Rocketeer and a bunch of the great characters are going to be coming out in the fall. I thought this was a very good SDCC exclusive and is up right now on Big Bad Toy Store for purchase for $49.99. What do you think about this, Dr. Brennan?
Spoon. It's amazing. I love the Tick. This looks great, just like the cartoon series.
Mm-hmm.
I will totally get this.
Yeah, it's a made figure for me, man. It's a made figure. Mr. Maddox.
I mean, forget about it. I like the Tick. It's a great figure. Just for me personally, it's not one that I'm picking up.
Okay.
You can get him to try and sit inside the Engine of Vengeance.
That's going to be a tall order for that. Yeah. That's a big figure. Actually, it's got a little upper body weight to it, so I don't know if it's going to fit in most cars well, or at least non-convertibles.
And that would be appropriate because that's how it would be in the cartoon. Also, like him just trying to get.
And yep, Judge Riss said not my thing either. Yep, believe me. The Rocketeer, if you got to see, he did a classic job on Dave Stevens' character. Wonderful. Can't wait to see that. From there, also, we got to end the night like we always have to when we come to this pre-order mafia.
Oh, Astral Loino, not Liono, it's Loino, which means a little something different.
It does. Our buddies in the back, man. Zavin's in rush to put a show for us, but yes, this is supposed to be Liono. This was a Super 7 S.
Loino.
Yeah. Well, let's put it like this. We all know it's wrong. Look, they've got a half clear coat version of Lionel that they just didn't want to put a full color on. It said asterisk. I just think they just made a bunch of figures and they were like, oh, these are all wrong. Well, we'll just call it Astro Lionel. It's like, yeah, look, I think the Ultimate Lion is an interesting line for them. I know they're trying to do a bunch of things when it comes. I prefer the Bedbug, Commander Bly. Yeah, well, you get that. And hit the like button. Don't bite, guys. I don't know, man. Super 7, there's a lot of interesting things going over Super 7. Had to put this on a list because they had a bunch of other SDCC exclusives, and that one's asleep with the fishes for me for most stuff that goes on with our buddies over at Neano. Yep. Sleep with the fishes for me and put him in concrete shoes. What do you think about Mr. Maddox?
That's
just got you right there. Huh?
Yep.
All right, Dr. Brentley.
It looks like they watered down the paint, like they were trying to save money, and then they're like, okay.
Well, they're trying to save money.
Astral Lionel.
Yeah.
This is definitely sleeping, if not throw some concrete shoes on that bitch.
Yeah, they are trying to do a lot of stuff over Super 7, and I think that hopefully, we'll see. They got a new CEO, so we'll see how that actually pans out from. But that is the end of Pre-Order Mafia, and we're going to move on to the next topic, Mr. Maddox, which is there you go.
I was trying to figure out what was going on. Like nothing was changing.
Did Superman and the Fantastic Four films this year? Did they save comic book films? Because remember, we were in the state early in the year where like everything, all of DC's hopes was riding on Superman, and they were like, people at Warner Bros. Like, please God, let this be a good film. Same thing at MCU. People are like, if this does not in any way work itself out, that's going to be a problem. So far to date, looks like people are keeping their jobs over at Warner Brothers because there is a really nice tally of funds that have been made on the Superman film so far. So when we look at that aspect right here, that's looking pretty good for its worldwide total. And then you look at the Fantastic Four, which is just a week out, and look, 249 mil worldwide, 150 United States, 99 international. Got 299, and I think Superman's been out for what, 3.5-4 weeks now,
Yeah.
which is at 500 million worldwide. Good numbers, but guys, the question is, do you really think, did this help the comic book movies? Do you think because we had Brave New World that was from Marvel this year that they said broke even but didn't make a profit. We know that Thunderbolts didn't, and it says let's see, I can't
I probably won't see either movie unless it comes on Prime.
okay.
I will say both of these movies are good. They are enjoyable comic book movies, the likes of which we haven't seen in a number of years. Okay. So either one, if you have a particular thing for Fantastic Four or Superman, I would say go see them in a theater. They're both very good.
Okay. Again, Mr. Maddox, does this change your mind? Does this help comic book movies? And now do you have a different outlook, a little bit of optimism for some of the new waves and things they're doing? Or you think this doesn't move the needle much?
I don't think it moves the needle.
Okay.
I think they're great for when they came out and what they came out against. But I don't. It's not like kickstarting like the first Avengers movie did.
Okay.
I don't know. I think. Look, I think that they're better than what we said they were.
Yeah.
1,000% true.
Yeah.
I'm excited that Fantastic Four is doing really well because it gives like a glimmer of hope for the Marvel universe. But the reason why I don't think it moves the needle is because they also renewed Ironheart. So it's like, they're just gonna do what they're gonna do, and it's not gonna matter. So
it lets you know that he's in his werewolf, vampire, and Bigfoot face. And so I can't doubt you on that, brother. Go ahead, Dr. Brilla.
I was going to say, I think both of these movies are going to pay dividends further down the line.
Okay.
Because they may not, make as much money in theaters now, but when people do catch them on Prime or, rent them on their own, they'll see like, oh, actually, that was kind of good. And now I am actually excited for the next thing in both of these universes. So, and that's not where I started at the beginning of this summer. I was kind of like, oh God, I think it's going to be a mess. But I'm actually looking forward to more of the DC stuff and to see where James Gunn takes all this.
Okay. Well, like I said, again, in early part of the summer, we knew that, look, Hollywood was running into a little bit of problems when it came to the summer blockbusters. And we can even throw Jurassic World Rebirth. All three of these films performed extremely well. In fact, we were only thinking like Lilo and Stitch was going to be like the $1 billion movie. I really do believe that Jurassic World Rebirth has the opportunity to do it. I don't think Superman's hitting the billion, and I don't think Fantastic Four, but I think that they're not going to be at losses though for the company.
No,
so I think those are all good things.
Superman is actually going to outperform Jurassic World in the United States.
Yeah,
it's almost caught up to it, and it's I think a week or two less than it's had. So it's catching up to Jurassic World, and it's going to pass it in the next week or two.
Yeah, I knew Jurassic World internationally was going to do better, because it's one of those franchises that just is beloved, and I think that somehow it, in whatever language you're watching it in, I think it just works well. So, and I also just read after the first two Fantastic Four movies, it would be like going back to an ex that cheated on me. Like, yeah, but she somehow got better. For that, that's usually not
Yes,
the
well,
case.
she's had some work done and she's seen a therapist. So, it might work out this time.
Yeah, that's the
I mean, look, the numbers right here, the numbers on here are pretty good. So, especially for what we've been getting. So, yeah, cool.
Yeah, they're not losing their ass like they
Yes.
did on Captain America and Thunderbolts and the last couple of
Which
things.
were good movies, not great films. They were good movies. They were better than each one of the Marvel phases at the end. I thought, like, okay, we'll see how Brave New World was better film than I expected. I was like, well, that actually was pretty good. Thunderbolts was way better than I expected it to be. And again, it's just that they just didn't perform well because I think the track record, hopefully Fantastic Four shifted your people's thoughts in that process. And from there, it says, but I would go to see the new Blade movie if Wesley Snipes was in it. Hey, bro, I'm 100% with you. They do old Blade, and they put Wesley Snipes in that. I'm first one running. I'm matter of fact, I'll send you cash for a ticket yourself. As I'll be dragging people to the theater for that if they get that down. So I'd love to see that in the theaters. Again, I'm going to say it's a wait and see if these are going to help propel the MCU, propel the DCU. But they're a lot better than I thought they were going to be, and I didn't think that this was going to be the outcome of this summer. I was really dreading both films, and they seem to be doing pretty good with the public. And although I say Superman did not have as well as a popcorn bucket, because that Galactus popcorn bucket is hitting all over the place. That $80 one that lights up, like they clearly Fantastic Four won on the pre-in theater merchandise because it's super. But that Galactus thing, when you see that, like, there's no seat with that thing. It's like almost you got to pay enough to have that head sit right next to you. It's huge, man. It's huge, actually, too. And I heard it was some kind of Guinness World Record for a popcorn bucket, which there can be one. I guess it will be. But we burn it through the night. Mr. Maddox, do you know what time it is?
SKN News, baby. This just in.
That is right. From our world to your world. This is SKN News. And we start off the night with, again, popcorn buckets. You guys we put it out. You guys have said you liked it. You guys are responding to the stuff, so we're going to keep it rolling. And one of the most interesting popcorn buckets that I got to give them credit, the marketing team. Somebody's like, let's just make it a toxic drum that you're putting popcorn in. Now, I don't know if that works well for chains because I think this hurts their product a little bit more when you look at it. But Cinemark Theater chains have unveiled their official Toxic Avenger popcorn bucket. And it is, it looks like a toxic waste barrel, reference to the chemicals that cause the monster transformation of our character. And, look, out of all the popcorn buckets, it does kind of I think on a novelty level, this works real well. I don't know if I would grab this in theater. I know I'm probably not going to see this movie in the theater, which is to be in theaters later this month, August 29th, 2025. So it will be in theaters in the next couple of weeks. Guys, out of all the buckets that we've seen that's gone through this crazy summer, what do you guys think about the Toxic Avenger bucket?
I'm into this.
It's better than the crypto buckets.
It's better.
It was not like a dog or like a dog dish with his mouth and put it in the popcorn. So yes, it does. But again, I give credit where it looks, man, because even I like the slime that comes on the side. It just looks like, but to say, again, I've known some theater chains that their popcorn probably tastes exactly like it should have come out of the bucket. So, Mr. Maddox, will you be looking for this particular bucket?
Yeah, look, Toxic Avenger is going to be really bad that I'm probably going to go see it in the theater.
Yeah, it's going to be really bad. Just to let everyone know, too, that film was completed 2 years ago, and they've waited for worldwide release for 2 years. It's sat on the shelf, done, and they just could not find a distributor to put it worldwide. But they finally found somebody, and I found that at one point this movie was. They said it was so obscene and everything that it had an NC-17 rating, and somehow they were able to edit down to R. So, God, I can just imagine what this is going to be, man.
Yeah, this is one that I think it's going to be better to watch it once it comes out, when you can get the X-rated NC-17 version, just to see what they did that was so horrible.
Yeah, I like what they took out of this movie. What was so bad they needed to take it out of a bad film.
Yeah, it was probably like the transformation stuff, but yeah, I'm excited.
I'm pretty well sure. Dr. Brentley, you're up next.
All right. Oh, the show for the One True Ring filming. Production is in full swing for Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power Season 3. Now, we have a little show where Mr. Storm, me, and Darth Moocher were talking about the Rings of Power. And the first season was so-so. It got real good at the end. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of people hated the second season, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an improvement, and they got much better with the characters and what was going on. And see, I like that Fantasticar popcorn bucket. That's cool. It's no toxic waste bucket, but you know.
But yeah, it's cool, I guess.
But yeah, Rings of Power Season 3. I'm looking forward to it. Amazon is spending a ton of money. They're like a couple billion into it now.
Well, you guys are bringing back the show, right? For
yes. When season 3 launches, Getting Medieval will go back up, and it'll be again the three of us talking about it. Look, I will give credit to one aspect about this is that you're right. First season, look, people love the original Lord of the Rings films. I find them a little long, and I actually enjoyed the Hobbit films more. I thought it moved the pacing and everything. So when it was coming down, it's like, look, I thought the best thing that the Ring of Power did was like open up the door. If you're not like big in the reading Tolkien and a lot of the other movies, you were able to have a lane in here where you could understand the beginning of all the aspects that go on in that world. And I thought that was the interesting factor of it. Season 1 was a little slow, heated up towards the end of the season. Season 2 was fantastic. And I was like, wow, and I know it's been getting some up and down. Some people liked it, some people don't. I'm looking forward, especially at the end of everything that happened in season 2. I'm looking forward to season 3, man.
Did you watch any of these, Mr. Maddox?
I did not. I watched them in the sense I was watching your guys' show.
Okay.
But I think I think I'm going to go back and watch the two seasons to see if because I'm hit and miss on Lord of the Rings. So I'll probably go back and see if I like them or not. But Judge said he watched the first episodes of Power, but didn't really get into it. I'm in the same boat as that. So I
will say if you can stick it out to the end of season 1, because the last episode does something that blew my mind as trying to figure out where this was going and knowing all the Lord of the Rings stuff from before. And they did something that I totally didn't see coming, and it is great. Absolutely. And that really set the stage for the next season.
Yeah, Marcelo said I need more battles in season 3.
Yes,
but I
totally agree.
This is my thing: is like I read all the Tolkien books. I've read a bunch of them actually, but here's my thing about these shows. We talked about this even with Daredevil, Born Again. I'm tired of TV series and shows like this where it's just like, oh, well, if you just get past the first 5 episodes. Yeah. It's like, well, no, like just make them like if you want to know how to write a TV series, just go watch The Penguin before you write your show.
Yeah.
because HBO's Penguin was like probably the best thing on TV in a long time.
I will agree with the mindset, and Dr. Brenton and I were screenwriters in Hollywood. We've always let people know that I think the mindset has been is that you're watching it and you're going to watch it anyways because you're paying for it. And I think that's a very terrible mindset to have. In the 80s, when we were coming up and you had to captivate an audience week after week after week to keep it. And I've noticed in the streaming era, you're right. You'll have to watch like 3 or 4 episodes. And the guy said, no, but if you can get past this, it's really great. That's not how you do captivating television. Episode 1 should grab you and you should want to have the ride, especially when you're not doing like, 25 to 27 episodes a year, when you're only giving us like in a process, we're waiting 2.5, maybe 3 years sometimes for 8 episodes. You better hit me with that first episode and keep it moving. And I will say I was a little disappointed with the Ring of Power season 1, but then there was a point where it did pick up. But season 2 did not falter in that mistake. Season 2 ramped this way all the way from the beginning to the end. And I will agree with Marcelo when he says we definitely need a lot more battles because that's what made season 2 fantastic. And if anybody wants to recap and you don't want to really kind of watch it, then you go back and catch Getting Medieval here on the Shallow Nose Network, and we just give you some recaps if you don't want to watch it. And, you can actually watch those. And again, when the season 3 comes out, we will be doing Getting Medieval. That'll be season 2 for us, and we'll be actually reviewing all of season 3. So Dark Moocher, myself, and Dr. Brentley will be back for that. And so I would enjoy them more if I still smoke weed, but I don't. Now, I will tell you, there's a lot of things with the orcs and weed would help.
Hey, look, Gandalf is stoned through all of Lord of the Rings. He's got his pipe weed, and Merry and Pippin also are stoned through most of it.
There's some wild stuff with the hobbits. I'll tell you that. Or the little feet. We'll check out season 2. Yeah, man, like I said, again, it's if you're going to start with it, especially if you read all the books, it'll be easy transition into it, but it is a very good series
And
once you get past everything.
The beginning of season 2, like the first 10 minutes of season 2 is amazing. Yeah. Like if you can even start just there if you don't want to do all the setup, because season 1 is a lot of setup.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
And they should have come up with a better way to make it more entertaining. But once you get into it, it goes, and it's pretty cool.
Fair assessment, sir. I'll definitely give it a 3. Last part of the night, I know everybody doesn't get into ink and everything, so we'll let Mr. Maddox, because I know you're into ink, my friend. This one's on you.
Venom gets his classic Spidey colors, which I think a lot of people have been asking for, in Amazing Spider-Man number 252 by Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz. Spider-Man returned from Secret Wars with a new black costume that was later revealed to be the alien symbiote Venom. Now, over 40 years later, a new comic book legend begins with the debut of symbiotic costume in Battle World 3 this November that will return the following months in Venom 252. So Venom 252 features black backup stories by Jordan Morris and the art of Jesus Saez and Ron Frenz. Classic Spider-Man creators Tom DeFalco and Ron Frenz return for a story connecting back to Amazing Spider-Man 252. Are you excited about this, Mr. Storm?
Look, first of all, the homage of the classic Secret Wars cover is kind of cool. I never envisioned Venom being in that colors. It works for him actually too. It actually makes him a lot more menacing than the actual black. So this is an interesting way that they kind of tied that back into 40 years. And I think that's the best thing that they've done with Spider-Man in a long time, is that, they kind of throw some back calls to the original series. I think this is smart. And I know Venom's kind of always had his ups and downs. I'm kind of looking forward to this, man.
I hope they do a figure. This is a Venom figure I would buy.
Yes.
What about you, Doctor of the Brantleys?
Well, first, which Spider-Man is this? Peter Parker or Ben Reilly?
This is actually Eddie Brock as Venom, but the Spider-Man that's in the black suit, that is 100% classic Peter Parker, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I don't really like this Venom with the old Spider-Man colors. I like the black and the white. There was a whole point for, make him the symbiote, make it different and show that it's different.
Yeah.
This would have been cool, maybe like more for the Marvel Zombies or something. Or if they had done this back in the original comic books, maybe I would like it better. But to me, it looks just kind of like a messed up Carnage a little bit, because it's kind of got those colors. But it's not really for me.
Yeah. Well, I'll give Mr. Maddox credit. I would like to see this as a figure. And again, we're bringing this on because we understand that, again, the show's called Pixel Plastic Inc. We know the ink content. It's kind of like a little wavy there, but we're trying to get you things excited about this industry because, I know I speak for myself, but I don't want to see it die off. And I think if we can get more things like this, a little bit more injection into these stories and everything, maybe we might get some new fans to walk in those comic book stores because they could definitely need the business. So I'm looking. I'll walk into a store and pick up this.
And if you like these comic book movies that have been coming out for the last 20 years, go into a comic shop, pick up some of these books of characters that you enjoy, because the people there will be able to turn you on to like, oh, this is the best Spider-Man stuff. This is the best Wolverine stuff. This is the best Superman stuff, whatever you like. Just go in and pick up a book and just see if you enjoy it, because getting back to comic books is really, you get like, if you feel like the kid again, and you're not, it's not phones, it's not all electronic and making sounds. You sit down and read and actually create some imagination about what the story is taking place.
Right. Well said, Dr. Brentley. Damn, we're going to have the editor clip that and put that out, as that is a PSA for comic books and why you should go in there. Well said, brother. Mr. Maddox, anything else?
Nope, that is it. That was
KN News.
We want to thank you all for hanging around. We know this was a longer show tonight, but it was fun. We had a lot we had to go over, and Fridays are Fridays. So thanks for hanging out with us. If you have any comments about what you'd like to see on these shows, let us know in the comment below. To all you replayers, we appreciate you. If you're part of the replay crew, put that in the comments. Let us know. Want to remind everyone, if you're a member of the channel, there are a few different options in there, but if you're a member of the channel, we did publish Action Figure Frequencies video. You're able to go in and watch that. That is the show that we do on Bandito Radio 112 FM. All that in your pocket with an app. So check that out. But again, we're live every Friday night from 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern for roughly an hour, sometimes longer. On Wednesdays, we go live at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. And then we are going to be starting a little bit later the Good Morning Toy Box, which we had our premiere episode last Thursday. So you should check that out. But I think, outside of that, stay tuned on the channel. We got a lot of stuff happening. If you want to spend your Wednesdays watching a lot of really cool shows, it starts with Toy Mercs and ends with Sarlacc, and we're in the middle there somewhere. To everybody over on X watching us, checking us out, we see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Instagram, we see you popping in and out. We appreciate you. All the other channels, the Purple Beast, the Green Beast, the Red Beast, the Black Beast, what's that other one?
Green.
Yeah, Green again. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. But any final words, Dr. Brentley?
Nope. Go see Fantastic Four or Superman. They're both good. And I actually hear Naked Gun is good too. So I'm going to go see that this weekend. I hope.
I've heard that. Mr. Storm.
Like I said, don't let your pocketbooks get overwhelmed and everything else. So buy what you like. And if you don't like it, don't spend it. Don't let FOMO get to you.
That's right. So as always, we appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, and keep chasing that plastic dragon. And until next time, this is Pixel Plastic Inc.